Hey, what's up everybody? I am at the new house and starting to get some stuff done over here. Changed all the locks on the property. Did some work on the front gate. I think I'll have that wrapped up today. While I'm talking to you, I'm watching Pete run around the lake. He's just booking it back to me. I guess he hears my voice. There he is. You here to help, Pete? So we have one more day before I can get the tractor moved over here and start moving some dirt around where we're gonna build the enclosures, because that's priority one over here. But every time I come to the house or anyone comes here to see the house, the dock is something we all walk out on. And when I looked at this property originally, I mean, you can see these dock boards are shot. And if you don't step on the truss where the screws are, you could, now there's one that cracked significantly when I stepped on it and I was gonna go through the dock. So I'm gonna pressure wash just real quick the wood that I'm saving, the benches, and just peel back a little bit of stuff. And we're gonna replace all these 3/4 inch deck boards with 1.5 inch thick 2x6s. And really, they don't have enough support on this anyway. I would think with these deck boards, it's probably 24 inches truss to truss. Instead, we're looking at 36 inches here. So it's really not even close enough to use this kind of board anyway. So we're gonna do this so it's not unsafe. I'll probably put you guys on time lapse and I'll get this pressure washed. A quick break to ask you to like, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Now back to the video. Alright, so some of this looks a lot better. I mean, you can see the deck is black and that 4x4 post was black. I mean, you can really see it. I'm trying to be very careful and not fall through the dock, but look at the bench compared to the deck, or where the pressure washer even touched the deck. The wood's good underneath all that black algae scum that's on everything. So what I need to do now is remove the top of the bench and these little supports so I can get the rest of these posts. And obviously that stuff is screwed onto the deck where my foot is. I need to remove all that to be able to start replacing these boards. So I'm gonna peel a little bit back, set that stuff aside, and I'm gonna pressure wash just a little bit more, and then we can start replacing these deck boards. Okay, started to rain pretty hard, so I shut down the time lapse. But what I have here is it's all the way stripped back now where I can get to the deck boards. Everything is pressure washed, good enough. It's just a dock over the pond. It's not that big of a deal. And what I'm gonna try and do is, I think these are full 12 footers. I don't have to trim any of these boards except for the ones that go around the pilings. And I should start on this end, that way I'm walking across as many fresh boards as possible. So these I do have to trim. These are I think 82 inches-ish, and they're at a weird angle for whatever reason. So I'll have to trim both ends of this. So what I will do is replace the first one and the last one. and trim them to match this, and then I will pop a line from the first one to the last one, and then I'll be able to run my skill saw along each end and cut off the rough ends. So let's get started. Okay, I actually have no idea when that battery died during the time lapse, but this is how far I've gotten. I've just got maybe another 10, 12 of the 8-foot boards to finish, and they're, nah, you can't tell. It's it's way more solid, and then I'll start doing the longer boards, but at least I don't have to trim any of those other than the little cutouts around the pilings. I probably won't time lapse the rest because this is my last battery, and I'll show you the finished product and then maybe discuss some of the things that I'm going to be doing next at the property. All right, it's like 6:30 in the afternoon. It's been raining all day. You can see Pete is soaking wet. He's been ready to go home. Ready to go home, Pete. But we got the whole deck on. All the screws are on this whole beginning part to right here. And then I started getting a little concerned with maybe running out of screws. I still have quite a few, but I did all the perimeters and locked all the boards in place. I do a pencil line. I could sand that off, or it's just gonna weather off. I mean, I would probably sand off all the little stamped numbers and stuff on these boards. I don't know if you can see all that. Why not? I'll hit that stuff with the sander, knock all that off. This bench is screwed in. I still have the bench on this side to finish and the rest of the screws, but it's solid. Feels a lot better walking on this. It was scary before. It's funny. All day it's been pouring rain on me. I've been freezing cold and wet, and as I'm picking up my tools, the lake is glass. Totally stopped raining. It's nice out here. I can't wait to be fully out here. So I'm gonna go home. Tomorrow we have plans to take my tractor out here, and I'll finish up this deck or this dock, and then I'll show you the projects that are going to be moving forward over here. Tired from the Guyana trip that I think I overexerted and I needed a day off. I did paperwork, phone calls, worked on some of my reptile licensing and stuff that I needed to sell the babies next. And I'm pretty sure I shot where I finished. This morning I just finished some of the interior screws that I was missing, and that bench is totally done. We just need to finish putting together this bench. So I will set you guys up. It's still pretty windy and cool out, so we still have this I guess this, if you want to call it, a cold front pushing through. Set y'all up. We'll finish this bench real quick, and then we'll go over some of the future projects, or actually what I'll do to this dock moving forward, because just putting this bench on doesn't mean we're done. There's still some stuff that we're gonna have to do to further secure this dock moving forward. Like anything, this is somebody else built this, and there's probably some stuff that I would have done different, stronger, better, and I'll show you how we can fix that. That one leg is just holding it up for us. Just enough to get these screws in. The workers here at the property heavily cast netted this pond, so I'm starting to see more fish come around as they don't see me throwing cast nets at them every time they show their head. I have some of the cut off pieces of wood that fell in the water. I'll have to retrieve those later. I'm not getting my feet wet today to do that, but I want to show you the dock. And one of the things I don't like is the length of those small pilings going, they're just really long for there not being any diagonal crisscross supports. So if I did crisscross supports on both sides and across the front and back of this, the dock would be rock solid. If I stand on that dock and I move my body side to side like this, I can feel a little movement, not a lot. It's not unsafe, but I can feel a little movement. And I'm gonna shore it up, but that's when maybe I bring a kayak or something like that over here. I'll measure it, cut that, screw that onto the dock, and then it'll be rock solid. So really, the end of that project is gonna be cutting up this scrap wood or any of these pieces that are good enough. I will just remove the screws from. I can use them for hide boxes. I could use that lumber for when I do the chicken coop, the lay boxes for the hens. It's not garbage. Just because it's not strong enough to stand on, it could still serve a secondary purpose. So I'll save all that wood. I'll build furniture with it, shutters. I save all that stuff. There's always projects that I could do. In fact, our old house, the shutters next to, not working shutters, I pressure washed wood like that, where the grain is like really risen and stuff like that. And I made the shutters next to the windows and painted them. And it made such a difference on how the house came out. So a friend of mine that I knew way back, actually, he said he was a kid when I used to go off-roading in Jupiter Farms. He lives out here in Okeechobee and messaged me, and he actually does bobcat work and dirt work and pole barns and all that stuff. And he said, if you ever need anything, I'm like, I need dirt ASAP. So I think I'm getting 5 loads of dirt today from him. So this couldn't be any better. So this is the area that is next in line where the cages are. This is what I need to start working on. And as per our contract, they removed the nursery, but you see the land is very uneven. But the biggest problem is where those giant pilings were in the ground. That's actually the best case scenario. There are some that are 3 and 4 foot deep straight down holes. So I don't need to level all this land yet, but I do need to fill these holes so I can then start popping my string and figure out where exactly the cages are gonna go. And from that, I can start putting all my posts in the ground. The ground can be leveled alongside the cages. I'm gonna pour my concrete floors on the cages at ground level. I'll rake it smooth, pour my concrete drainage, and then I will add my 8 inches of dirt above that, and that's what will make my cages higher than the rest of this property. Maybe I'll go a little further and put, I mean, here I'll have access to use the bucket of the tractor to dump dirt in there as we build each enclosure. So maybe I'll make it even deeper yet. Maybe I'll make it 10, 12 inches deep in each enclosure. But on the side of the enclosures, like over this way, I will smooth this land. I plan on maybe putting a cross fence across the property here, and then put in my chicken coops. I really do want to raise up at least 2 turkeys a year, and whatever other cages. There's quite a bit of land back here behind. I want the reptile cages a little bit closer to the house, starting probably right about here, and then it's only 50 feet back, so there's a lot of land back there for me to put other stuff. Maybe quail. That would be amazing. So that's what's going on. I'll get that dirt here today. I brought my tractor over here yesterday, and in fact, there's a small pile of dirt that I could start working on today and start getting all these holes filled. And once I start putting the posts in the ground, you guys will join me. All right, have a great day. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. See you soon.